It's showtime.
Remember adventure game called The Vanishing of Ethan Carter? The same studio called The Astronauts, who created this state-of-the-art mystery-solving game, decided to make something more exciting. I present you Witchfire, dark fantasy first-person shooter with great graphics and fast-paced combat, where you have to rely on various weapons and magic. Yeah, this is a fantasy world, but we have guns in there, and that is very cool. Developers said that this mix of magic and weapons is created deliberately, because in one level magic will work better than in another, so you have to find that Goldilocks zone every time you play next level. Witchfire is often called the Dark Souls of shooters, and it's not just because of a dark theme in general. Developers say that they tend to lean on the Souls-like direction of storytelling and world itself, and they are inspired by Souls-born games. Creepy creatures, serious chilling stories, and the world of pain you'll have to survive in. Besides it being set in a dark fantasy world, developers also tend to mention that this is not a horror game, although there might be elements of it that may frighten a softer player. So don't play this game if you are, I don't know how to say it. Arnold, will you help me with that?
Pussy.
Yes, thank you. Black Mesa. This is an original Half-Life, just with better graphics and better everything. It is made by fans, and that may sound like a bad thing, but it's not. You can find Black Mesa officially on Steam and look at those overwhelmingly positive reviews. Game is in early access by now. You can try it if you want, because many comments are saying that the game has no issues. It's a nice game for you to play already. So here are 3 options for you. First would be if you never played the original Half-Life, this remastered edition is the best way to experience it. No clunky old school graphics, no compatibility problems, and still a great gameplay and really interesting suspenseful story. It's a nice game, and it may be a great way for you to try it. Second option, if you're already familiar with Half-Life and don't find the idea of replaying the entire game appealing, you should know that Black Mesa has been completely redone and reinterpreted. Yes, this is not just a graphics overhaul. Some places, like Sen, are redone from scratch, and every place that was doubtful before or wasn't in game because of a back-in-the-day technology is remade with a new enthusiasm and beauty. Third option, if you don't care about Half-Life, tried before but it wasn't something you liked, then just move along. Here is nothing for you. Game can't offer you anything completely new, it's the same game, just a bit better. Doom Eternal. Oh man, this is a game we are all waiting for. Created by the id Software, a legendary game company, Doom Eternal will be better than previous Doom. This is not my words I just dug out of my ass. This is literally what developers said. They made better Doom by learning from mistakes they did earlier. In example, previous game became repetitive right from the third act, and this will not happen with Doom Eternal. As the game's creative director Hugo Martin said, they have tripled down everything people liked before and took out everything they didn't. That's a brave statement. I didn't like dying, in example. What they have done about that? Nothing, huh? So I thought. If you suck at this game, like I do, there is nothing developers can do for you. Anyway, according to creators, every hour of the game, all 20 plus hours of it, is just as engaging as the beginning of a game. It's hard to believe. I dare to call this statement
Bullshit. 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 Bullshit.
Bullshit! You said it's all bullshit!
Maybe it is, but maybe it's not. For example, in the last level of Doom Eternal, they will take you into the location you never been before throughout the entirety of the game and meet AI you never seen before. They will be introducing new things right until the very end. You can shoot demons with big guns, crush their skulls, decapitate their limbs, and die a lot if you're playing on at least ultra-violence difficulty. You're not a pussy, right? An example, I am. I play on normal and still die a lot. Disintegration. This is a new sci-fi first-person shooter set in the near future on Earth, where the only hope for human survival is through integration, a process developed to preserve human brains in robotic machines.
Listen to me very carefully.
No, actually you can ignore him, it's nothing like that. You play as a former graph cycle pilot in command of a small resistance still grasping onto fading memories of their human selves. With the evil forces set on eliminating the final remnants of human society, it's up to you and your crew of outlaws to fight back and reboot humanity. Here you will pilot a variety of armed graph cycles and command your crew on the ground by using unique unit abilities and mastery of your own personal arsenal to dominate the battle. Disintegration features a single-player campaign and PvP multiplayer, where pilots and their crews compete in 3 game modes.
Air support.
Bright Memory Infinite. This is a cool-looking first-person shooter created by the independent artist Zheng Xiancheng. Yes, by a one-man! The developer received financial support from Epic through the Unreal Dev Grants program. Bright Memory is a combination of science fiction and fantasy elements in a world where you encounter various beasts, such as dragons. Here you will wander through locations that the artist has designed and kill numerous monsters. Unlike many other games of this type, the production offers a rich selection of not only firearms, but also melee weapons. You also have a special gauntlet, which allows you telekinetic manipulation of enemies. The whole production is quite similar to Bulletstorm, and it also bears a resemblance to Shadow Warrior 2. Game is in the early access right now, and it is proud owner of very positive reviews. Also, I should mention that Bright Memory, just like Doom, has high replayability value, where you're getting better and better with every run. Although the game is really hard, you will die a lot, so be prepared for that mentally. Main list is over, time for honorable mentions. I have 4 of them, so almost another list once again. Keep an eye on Dying Light 2. This post-apocalyptic zombie game may look more like a parkour title, where you hop various roofs with your trusty hatchet in hand and occasionally chop some zombie head, but I can betcha that in there you will also find nice guns and use them to blaze your enemies with purifying fire. Sadly, game was delayed without any actual release date set, so it may not even be this year, we'll see. And of course, I probably don't need to remind you about Cyberpunk 2077, despite the game being RPG and not true FPS shooter, meaning that most of the time you will spend talking with various NPCs, making hard life-changing decisions and exploring the city. There will be plenty shooting action, because as you probably already know, it is played in a first person. Game will be released 17th of September. It's very close. Let's hope that it will not be delayed again, but keep in mind that the first time Cyberpunk was announced in the year 2012, 8 years ago. We waited so long, we can probably wait some more if needed. By the way, did you know that this game is based on a pen and paper RPG? It was developed in 1988 originally, called Cyberpunk 2020, and it's still available today in both paper and digital forms. They changed the title, as you can see, because, you know, obvious reasons. Also, there are 2 FPS games without normal gameplay trailers. I have only slight idea how they will look, but let me tell you a little about them. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Quarantine. This time players receive a tactical shooter enriched with elements of survival horror, because the opponent with whom players will have to fight is not ordinary. An alien parasite mutates and murders its victims, and players are threatened by sharing their faith. However, thanks to the Rainbow Team's abilities and good cooperation, one is able to stop the mysterious virus and find out what they are dealing with. A very suiting game for these menacing coronavirus times, huh? And last but not least, Halo Infinite. Here you will once again assume the role of legendary Master Chief, who must save the humanity. Game will be released in the last quarter of this year. And now it's the time for you to press that subscribe button, or I'll go back in time, seduce your mom, and you will never be born. I'm dead serious. Thank you for watching. My name is Cold Bear, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Hasta la vista, baby.